And I think we're live. Hello, everybody. And it is Skip Clark. I am live. There's one thing about saying you're live. You sure as hell ain't dead. But we're live in the pod zone, and we've got a fun one for you tonight. You may know him. He's a stand-up comedian. He's a musician. He's putting out some music, and he's actually sitting right here to my left. Let's go. There he is. That's Country Mike. And welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
hey
good
to
to
everybody
see
live.
Live.
I always thought about that too. It's like you go live. It's like, like stand-up comedy live. It's like as opposed to stand-up comedy dead.
I know, when they say, even when in the radio business, they go, hey, he's, 92.1 The Wolf, it's Skip Clark. He's live at, Country Mike's gas station. And it's like, well, I sure as hell ain't dead.
Right.
But think about that. I know it must be, here we got Country Mike live tonight.
Right. So we talked about this earlier, Skip. It's like, there was a commercial for Memorex. Is it live?
Is it live
or is it Memorex?
Back in the day.
Maybe that's.
Yeah. And you were talking about Jordache jeans.
Jordache jeans, the Jordache look.
That when we do that, it's kind of like we're showing our age a little bit.
We'll say it's nostalgic. Okay?
Yeah, nostalgic. It is. But you're coming out. We're going to talk about the music for a little bit. Then I want to talk about your charity as well, and the fact that you are from Central New York. You live outside of Utica. Yeah. You were born and raised in Watertown.
Yeah. Don't hold that against me.
You took it right out. Don't worry, we will not. But Watertown's a tough area. I mean, weather-wise, to get from here to there, it's always tough. Maybe financially, it might be okay because you got Fort Drum that is close, and it brings a lot of much-needed monies to the area, I would assume. Yeah. And they got great entertainment like you. I mean, when you go back to play in your hometown, do you ever get back to play in your hometown?
I do occasionally, yeah. But I'm on the road so much. I literally tour nationally. So all my shows right now, Skip, they're all veterans fundraisers. So
I love that.
I do a comedy concert for VFWs, American Legions, Marine Corps Leagues, AM Vets, and so every show that I do now is a fundraiser.
You gotta love that. Why you don't do any for yourself? Well, you probably get a certain percentage,
yes,
right? But you give back.
I give a lot.
Oh, my gosh. God bless you, man, for doing that. Let's talk about your music, though. Your new album, Country Music, dropped back in March. Yeah. And how's life been since that release? Did it kind of really pick things up for you?
Things are starting to take some traction now. It took a little bit of time. I thought it would be like gangbusters, but it did not happen like that. So I'm like, okay, album's out, whatever. And people are like, So I thought, like, the hard part, Skip, was recording the album.
Okay.
The hard part is promoting the album. So the hard part is getting it out to the masses. It's like, how do you do that? And so every promoter wanted money. Okay, they either wanted like a monthly fee, like $1,500 a month, $6,000 a month, or whatever, or $10,000 up front. Blah 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 blah. I got a guy out of South Carolina, super great guy, Michael. Shout out to Michael Larkin. And so Michael was like, listen, I am going to grow with you, okay? I am going to get you out there at no cost for now. When you start to get traction, make money, make it big.
See, that's cool.
Take care of me.
Yeah, and that's cool. The guy's going to help you out. I'm trying to find my, because we have dual screens here.
Yeah.
I lost my mouse.
Oh.
You ever worked with dual screens before? No. Anyways, I was going to bring up the chat session because I see somebody already chatted. So, but the album, you say it's a little funny. It's a whole lot of country. And how did you come up with that blend of you being, I guess, a stand-up comedian as well as a musician? And how did you come up with that blend? And what do those words mean to you when we say a little funny and a whole lot of country?
Yeah. So I'll give you the backstory. I was in Oneonta, New York. I was doing a show, and this guy, nicely, he didn't like rudely say to me, "Do you have any original music?" He basically said to me, "Do you have any originals? You have parodies? You don't, do you have any original funny songs?" And I said, "No, I don't." And it just kind of like it was a challenge to me that I took on. I'm like, I need to write my own music. So it took me a while. I wrote a song called "Silent but Deadly," about a guy who goes to yoga with his wife or girlfriend.
And
he gets behind a lady, she farts, but they're silent but deadly. And And that was the first song that I wrote. And I'm like, oh my God, it's country, which was my least favorite genre growing up. I was like classic rock. I don't know about you, Skip. I was classic rock.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
Okay.
I got into 80s because 80s was like you go from Flock of Seagulls to heavy metal.
I ran.
Everything in between. And then, and country was my least favorite genre. And I'm like, God has a sense of humor. So then I wrote another song called Skinny Jeans. And I'm like, oh my God, it's country. And then I wrote Stuff Like This. And I'm like, which is just ironically funny.
Oh my God, it's country.
It's country. So I said, let me write a straight up country song and let me just see where it goes. It's called Country Music, which is the album is named after. And it's a story of my life. I grew up a rock and roller. Heavy metal was my jam. And, country, as you know, Skip, is so mainstream. And it's so good now. It is not your father's country.
Exactly.
It's not twang, and it is so good.
Well, to a certain extent, you're right. It is very good. But I got to say, a lot of that twang, a lot of that, you're going to hear this. A lot of that's coming back. They say everything's in a 20-year rotation, 20-year cycle. So, I mean, if you know the artist Zach Top, give him a listen. You're going to hear a lot of that, maybe some of the old Alan Jackson sound, like a Chattahoochee, but obviously made for today. Sure. But you will hear that. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. You picked up the guitar at the age of 7, I'm told.
Yeah, 7 years old. I started playing drums before that. So what happened was I started playing guitar, like my brother played guitar, was fascinated by it. Yeah. Learned. He tried to teach me, but I literally, like Brian Adams said, played it till my fingers bled. And I taught myself chords and everything. And then at 9 years old, my friends reminded me, they're like, do you remember you had a band in 3rd grade? So I grew up in Watertown, and 2 blocks down the street from me was Sean Paddock, who eventually became the drummer for Kenny Chesney.
Okay.
So Sean was 5 years old, drumming like a man. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go back to drums. I got you. You want to start a band? And he was in my band, and we played birthday parties, and
Kenny, he had a fiddle player that was from Watertown.
Really? Okay.
He did for a whole lot of years. Okay. I can't recall. I don't remember his name, but he had a fiddle player that was from Watertown.
Wow. So his drummer was from Watertown. So he Sean went to Nashville. Kenny, before Kenny got famous, picked him up, and
wait a minute, I stand corrected. I'm sorry, my mind is like thinking about what I just said. No, his fiddle player married a young lady from Watertown.
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
what it was.
Okay.
All right, never mind. Carry
Watertown connection.
There's something there,
right.
Something. Anyways, what made you want to jump into music so young? Most kids your age were out there riding bikes and playing video games and all that stuff. So why?
So my brother was 18 years older than I was, and I was fascinated. Like they used to practice in our house. We had a big room. Drum set was set up. They would come over, and I was just like fascinated by just music, and I wanted to play guitar with my brother because you kind of idolize your older brother and all that stuff. And I did. And then I wanted to have a band. And as soon as I could have a band, I did at 9 years old.
That's amazing.
I just kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah. So you mentioned you started with classic rock, and you went with the 80s. Yeah. I know. And then the heavy metal, probably some stuff to go along with that. So how did country music, it was your least favorite, became your thing? You said apparently every song you were writing said, oh, that's country.
Country music is like, I'm going to equate it to like, there's dog people and cat people.
Okay.
So I was a dog person growing up. My parents had dogs. And then one time we got a cat. We decided to get a black cat on July 4th for some reason. And I think my mother was kind of afraid of it, but we put it we didn't have a home for her, like a little
cats make their own home.
Cat carrier. So we put it in a box, and the cat was like freaking out. Cat ended up like jumping out of the box and then running away. And so I was never like a cat person, but when I was in my early 20s, I dated my wife now, and there was a tabby cat, like a gray tiger striped cat. I'm like, that's a cool looking cat, looks like a tiger.
Yeah.
And it's laying in front of my truck, and I'm like, what are you doing? Do you have
no.
You want to off yourself? And I said, maybe you're hungry. You don't want me to move. You want me to get you food. So I got it food. I had compassion for it. We ended up taking that cat in. We got an apartment because of the cat. And I became a cat person. It grew on me. Country music is like that. It's like
it's a great story.
It grows on you, right?
It does.
My daughters, I have two teenage daughters, and they're like, and they're in the car, Dad, can I listen to country? I'm like, I guess. And then I start listening to these country songs, and I'm like, this is growing on me. And so it got to the point where I just, like my song, I don't know if I can play a little bit of it, but so country music, I grew up a rock and roller, heavy metal was my jam. But now that I'm older, I become a country fan. I love country music, it just grew. I'm addicted through and through. Country music, if you listen to it, you'll be addicted to.
That's true.
It's
true. I can relate to that. It's not about me. This is about you. But going back to when I first started working radio in the country format, whole bunch of years ago, I was on a what they call a AC station. Well, here in Syracuse, it was Y94.
Okay.
So I was doing a shift on that. And then they took over. It was Kicks 104, became B104. And when we took them into where we were located, they said, Skip, you're going to go over and you're going to work B104. And so-and-so is going to come over and do Y94. And I went, oh, I'm going to hate this. This is the end of my career. It's over. But you know what? I mean, that was back when Garth Brooks had like 5, 6, 7, 8 songs in the top 10 at one time.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
within 2 weeks, it's like, I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
This was great. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. And here we are now. I'm still doing it at my age, loving every minute of it and the new country. So, it grows on you. And there's a lot of people out there. I don't want to go, oh, country. You know what? They'll say they hate it. Yeah. But I guarantee if you were to hop in their car or truck, that one of those channels is a country channel.
Sure, yeah.
Or they're listening to satellite, the country stations. Yeah. So
I have a friend here in Syracuse. Her name's Lori. I'll give a shout out to Lori because I want to show her the podcast. But so I said, hey, I'm doing country music now, and I said, you want to hear one of my songs? She's like, no, I hate country. So I sent her the intro I sent her Skinny Jeans. Okay, so here's the intro to Skinny Jeans.
All right.
So it's got the double bend to it. And I said, hey, did you like the song? She goes, I couldn't get past the intro. So I said, I know it's country now. I know I'm a country artist because you couldn't get past the intro.
So true, right?
Yeah.
So true. Oh, man. So anyways, I see Zachary Levison is an artist here in town. Do you know Zach? I don't know if you know Zach at all, but
Zach, how are you? Connect with me for sure on
absolutely.
Facebook and all that. We'd love to connect with you.
Absolutely. Need to do that. And anybody that's watching this, we'll tell you how to do that in just a little bit and how you can get in contact with Country Mike. I call him the Big B. The Big B. His last name being Boba. But never mind. All right. So country music, it tells the whole story. You played a little bit of it. Was that writing that song kind of therapeutic for you in any way, shape, or form?
It kind of was. I mean, it kind of was. And then it kind of evolved a little bit because the initial producer and manager that were going to take me on, I sent the song over to them and they're like, hey, the second verse can you make a little bit funny. Because the second verse goes like, I still listen to all types of music. Please don't get me wrong. So they're like, make it a little bit funny. So I said, I'm so deep into this country. I bought a truck and farm, which I haven't, but I will.
But you will.
I will.
I mean, I went back to a truck.
I see that. Nice.
Yeah.
Heartbeat of America.
Well, yeah. It has a heartbeat. Yeah. It's good, but I've had them all. Okay. I don't know what you drive. Was that the little white thing out there yours?
Well, you know what happened?
That wasn't a truck, dude.
No. So listen, this is what happened.
I think that's still rear wheel drive. And do you have power windows? You still got the roll down.
No. So this is my wife's vehicle. What happened is I went on a.
That's the
shout out to
car.
my wife. It's Becky's car. It
was Becky. It's your car.
It was her mom's car.
Okay.
So we inherited it because. So what happened is I'm on a family vacation, working vacation last year in Vermont. So my quote unquote tour bus, okay, like when you do a phone interview, and guys are like the radio guys are like, hey, are you in the tour bus? I'm like, yeah, my Honda Odyssey, right?
I'm in the back seat.
Yeah, my Honda Odyssey. So we're going to Vermont. I'm doing 2 shows, St. Johnsbury and Rutland, Vermont, taking the kids on vacation, little working vacation. And I'm on 87 North, and the van dies. I've got no power. I'm fortunate enough to pull it off to the side of the road. It jumps the timing. The van is gone. I used that for 5 years, toured all over the country, literally the Midwest, down south with that thing. It was great. So now we've been without a vehicle. This is going on a year trying to find the right vehicle for us because I like paying cash. I don't like a payment.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't want a payment and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I know. It gets difficult. So you're on 87. Is that the, what do they call that?
The Northway.
Thank you. I got a ticket there. I did.
How fast?
I think I was doing. You really want me to say? It was like 88.
Well, I mean, you're like, I thought the speed limit was 87. It's like,
no, we were heading up to see a band. My wife and I, we had going up to see a Chicago tribute band. Okay. And it was in, I can't think of the name of it was the town. It was way up north.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going up the Northway, cruising right along.
Was it as far as Plattsburgh or how far?
Plattsburgh.
Was it?
Yes,
okay.
That's it. I couldn't think it was Plattsburgh.
Okay.
It was Plattsburgh.
Wow.
So beautiful little town. So that's how, when you said 87, I go, I think I know that.
You probably have the Chicago tunes cranked and you're getting into it.
Yeah, well, does anybody know what speed you're going? I was playing that.
Right.
Oh, I mean, what time it is, I'm not the comedian. You're the comedian.
You want to hear a funny story? So,
okay, let's go.
So it was, I'm on the thruway and it's wintertime. It's snowing like crazy. And I'm in the passing lane. And I said to my friend, I'm like, oh my God, is that a cop in the right-hand lane, And I'm like, what do I do? He's like, pass him, So I passed him and he pulls me over and he says, you know how fast you were going? I said, I don't. But if you can tell me how fast you were going, I can kind of gauge how fast I was going. He goes, oh, you're a comedian. I'm like, you've heard of me. He says, why don't you step out of the vehicle and let me show you how funny I can be? I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good.
Wow. Well, we all have stories, right? Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Whatever you say, sir.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap. But how about your rock and metal influences? They still show up in your country sound or stage presence? I mean, you still fall back on that a little bit?
Yeah. So, classic rock was like, it's all the Southern bands. I mean, it was like Allman Brothers.
Marshall Tucker?
What's that?
Did you do any Marshall Tucker?
Oh, no, I wasn't really into Marshall Tucker. I was into 38 Special. Was,
okay.
Right. That type of Leonard Skinner, all those Southern rock bands and all that. And then, like the Eagles, they were classic Eagles, So there was a big influence on Bachman Turner Overdrive. I remember playing, Thin Lizzy, all those kind of classic rock bands.
Oh, my God. So good. So good.
Yeah, just amazing bands,
So good. Randy Bachman. It was Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings, and they all, man, that was just great stuff.
Steely Dan was
Steely
great
Dan.
back then. I mean, Queen was. I mean,
oh my gosh,
We Will Rock You and all that stuff was
and
out.
We still hear that every day.
It's just unreal.
It's unreal. That song, that music will never die.
Yeah, no.
So don't let anybody tell you the music's going to die, because it's never going to die.
No, you always have fans.
It will never die.
I played last year. I played in Ithaca with a heavy metal band called the Rods. Have you heard of the Rods?
I believe so. They sound familiar. Let me put it that way. I'm not kidding. They do.
The lead singer, Dave Feinstein, was cousins with Ronnie James Dio.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And I'll tell you what. So I played with them last year. They're a 3-piece band. They're kind of like America's equivalent of Motorhead. They rock. So Dave Feinstein's like 77 years old. He was playing shredding that guitar like it was nothing at 77 years old. And I'm like, man, that is crazy. I thought about this,
You
right?
can do that. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But I thought about this, right? Like Willie Nelson, what is he, 91 now or something? He's still touring?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do when I'm 91. I want to still tour.
He's still touring. I believe he's going to be at the Amp. They're doing the Outlaw Festival.
Well,
or it might be his son. Anyways, okay. I have to think about it.
Can I do a Willie Nelson parody? So this is one of my parodies, right?
All right.
What happened was my wife and I, we rent apartments to single moms. We keep the rents low, try to help them out.
Okay.
Well, one of them moves her derelict boyfriend into the house, and they partied all night. They're passed out in the morning, and the 2-year-old walks down the stairs and starts playing in the street. Luckily, a neighbor finds her, returns her to safety. So I wrote a song about it. It goes, "In the road again. Your kid is playing out in the road again. The life you love is when you party with your friends, and your kid is playing in the road again. In the road again. She's going places she should not have been. I think you win the Parents of the Year again. And your kid is playing in the road again. In the road again. She's playing while you're passed out in the house again. When you wake up again, she'll be in the custody of CPS.
Oh boy.
Because you're a mess. Sad, isn't it, Skip?
Oh my, it's sad.
Well, it is a country song.
Yeah,
In
it
the
is.
road again. Your kid is playing out in the road again. The life you love is when you party with your friends, and your kid is playing in the road again. And your kid is playing in the road again. And your kid is playing in the road again.
There you go. We make it sound like we have a live audience. There you go.
Yeah!
Yeah, and yes, that's all right. All right, everybody, just
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
There
Thank you
go.
very much.
Yeah, it's Country Mike, everybody. It's Country Mike. All right, so you know, how important is it for you to bring the fun into country music, into your songs?
Well,
how important is that?
This is kind of what I thought.
Because you just did that parody, which was okay.
Yeah. So, with my shows, I started out I just did stand up. And then the first parody that I did was, I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about like Dunkin' Donuts and why America runs on Dunkin'. They have a secret ingredient. So I took Eric Clapton's Cocaine. It's, if you need, what? Oh, hang on. Here we go. If you need a lift, it only takes one sip, Dunkin'.
Oh man.
And don't drink it black, cause their sugar is crack, Dunkin'.
Hang on, I just got a cease and desist in the email.
That's no lie, I'm as high as a kite,
Yeah.
Dunkin'. So I wrote Dunkin', and then actually I toured with Skippy from Family Ties, Mark Price.
Okay.
Mark's like, that is a genius song, man, Dunkin'. And so we're going to Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, and he goes, you know what? One of the lines can be, in the drive-thru lane, they'll shoot it right in your vein, Dunkin'. Right? They got the liquid sugar there and all that stuff. So wrote that. I wrote for Tic Tacs, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I'm just gonna go, what?
Yeah. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. When you talk too close to me, your breath is quite atrocious. If you don't back up right now, I'll punch you in the nose. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's for all those close talkers. Carry Tic Tacs around with you everywhere you go, not for your breath, for the breath of others.
Mm-hmm. All these parodies you're doing, can they be found online if somebody wanted to get them, somebody wanted to play them, or do you keep it for your shows?
So Dunkin' is on Spot. It's on all the streaming platforms.
Okay,
Dunkin',
all right,
and because of the parody laws, it can be like Eric Clapton's Cocaine, but it's my words. So I'm under the parody law. Actually, there's no copyright infringements or anything like that, which is pretty cool. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to release In the Road Again, and then eventually supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I wrote one for the Eagles Take It Easy. It's actually called Diarrhea, and so,
oh boy.
And because I'm running down the road, it's like, are you running in a vehicle or are you physically running? Trying to loosen my load, and what load would that be?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm about to crap my pants. Can't hold it any longer. The pains are getting stronger, and I'm doing the poopy dance. Diarrhea. Listen, we've all been on the road. We've all had that situation.
It's human.
You better find a bathroom, or you're going to have an accident. So.
And as you get older, it happens more.
Oh man.
Just saying. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know, but
But for me, like people say, laughter is the best medicine, right?
it is.
Comedy and music, both of those are escapes from reality. And Skip, we live in a messed up world where we need to just sometimes just tap out from the news, tap out from politics, tap out from whatever. Okay.
Yep.
And just go to a comedy show. I tell people all the time, I said, listen, I might say some things that offend you, but at the end of the day, I love everybody. Okay. So just compartmentalize all the stuff that's going on in your mind. It could be relationship issues, financial issues, whatever that is, grief or whatever. Compartmentalize all that for the next 90 minutes and just open the rest of your mind and just laugh.
If you are easily offended, you should never go to a comedy show because
comedy offends.
It does. If you let it.
Yeah, if you let it.
If you let it. But you have to, like you say, you need to walk away from all the other shit that's going on in the world.
Absolutely.
You need to back off from that and you just enjoy it. And comedy is, I don't know, it's about real life things. I mean, look what you're saying about. Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, diarrhea. Yeah, exactly.
I've had people, like I do so many shows for VFWs. I've had soldiers come up to me after the show. A guy in Beaufort, South Carolina, Josiah, came up after the show and said, listen, I've been on a few tours overseas, and he said, I really needed the laughs. He said, so he was thanking me. And it does your heart so good because these guys, especially veterans, right? They must see, I can't even imagine what they see. They must see some horrific stuff. We can't even, if you're not a veteran, please don't speculate. It's got to be, some of the stuff they see has got to be horrific. So they especially need to laugh. They're dealing with PTSD. And so, you know, the charity that I raise money for, Stop Soldier Suicide, you know, the number is 22 a day, which is awful to think about. It is. And I heard a story that was really disturbing to me. I was talking to a commander at American Legion. And he said, can you believe this? This 85-year-old guy, he was a Vietnam veteran. He wasn't sick, didn't have any terminal illnesses. At 85 years old, he killed himself. And it's just like, it's just heartbreaking. So, you know, Stop Soldier Suicide. 20% of my merchandise, I want to give back. I got Veterans Are Superheroes shirts, hats. My album, you know, 20% goes to Stop Soldier Suicide. I'm going to actually meet with them down in Durham, North Carolina, to really try to get bring this national. Because, Skip, I want the national platform not for me, but I want the national platform to help America's veterans.
And they need it.
They need it.
They need
it. Our government doesn't do
so
enough.
much. They do not do enough. Veterans, active military, anybody, the men and women that put their lives on the line every day, so we can do what we're doing. You're doing that. I'm doing this. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. What really got you to attach yourself to the charity? Maybe you explained it a little bit just a moment ago, but what was that moment that really connected you to that mission?
Yeah, so I was doing podcasting before I got into comedy. How I got into comedy was I was doing a podcast called the Funny Business Radio Show, and I had a comedian on from Syracuse, and he said, hey, you know, I'm doing a show in Watertown. I said, that's my hometown. He said, you want to open up for a guy from Last Comic Standing? And I said, sure, I would do that. Now, he never asked me if I was a comedian, and if the question would have came up, hey, how long you been doing comedy? I would have told him I've never done comedy before. So that's why I actually got into comedy. And so I'm doing the podcast, and my friend who was tracking the analytics and all that, he said, you realize you have 250,000 listeners worldwide. And so, you know, I put that out there to my listeners. And so my listeners are like, you know, you should attach yourself with a charity. And I thought about like maybe MS Society, maybe American Heart Association, maybe American, you know, Cancer Society.
And they're all great organizations.
They are great organizations.
They do a great thing.
But when somebody said veterans, I was like, because my dad was a vet, my brother was a vet, all my three brother-in-laws were veterans. I almost went into the military. I was this close to being sworn in Syracuse. I backed out. And I'm like, when they said veterans, so I raised money for the CNY Veterans Outreach Center in Utica, New York. They do all they can to help veterans. They got a peer-to-peer program to help vets through PTSD. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start raising money for vets. And that's how it happened.
Love it. I love it. So how busy are you? I mean, really, this is phenomenal. I really didn't know what to expect tonight, but I am like blown away by, you know, your songwriting and your mission and everything about you, your energy and your passion. It's it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
I appreciate that. So it drives me. The mission drives me. You know, when somebody has a cause and they believe in it wholeheartedly, it oozes out my pores. I sleep about, on average, about 2-3 hours a night. If I get 4 hours in, I'm lucky. But I'm just working nonstop, just trying to fight for the national platform.
But it's not a job. It's something
No.
you enjoy
Yes.
doing.
I don't consider it a job.
Right. You enjoy this.
I love it.
You do
love
it.
it.
And so if somebody goes online and they look up Country Mike, what are they going to find?
They're going to find,
I know you have a website. I was
Yeah.
on it earlier, but
I mean, they're going to find hopefully they're going to find the mission. They're going to find out about me. What's cool is you can listen to all my tracks and my songs for free. And if you buy the album, whether it's digital download or whether it's a CD, 20% goes to Stop Soldier Suicide. I love the merch. I didn't want something that said Country Mike on it. I wanted something that resonated with people. So the veterans are superheroes, and I'll play my song Superheroes in a little bit. I wrote a song for them. Firefighters, love you guys. You are so brave. Police officers, you guys are extremely brave. But the bravest of the brave is our troops.
our troops.
So,
Absolutely.
and how superheroes came about was, I mean, I have a twofold mission. So hopefully people will find out about a twofold mission, which is to help America's vets and to really stop soldier suicide. That number 22 a day, I want to be 0 a day. Just imagine, can you imagine a day like there's like not one veteran suicide? Yes. Another day, no veteran suicides? Perfect. And they served us, and I think it's time that we serve them however we can.
Have you had the being from Watertown, have you had the opportunity to go up to Drum, maybe do
I have
a little?
not yet, but
No.
I'm
We
hoping
need to get you up there.
I'm hoping to do something with the USO. I did submit
Maybe
an
some
application.
entertainment for the troops.
Would love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to entertain the troops here on Hancock Field. And
Yeah,
everything,
they're doing the drones every day. I don't know if it's still the 174th or not, but
I think so.
I think it is. You think it is?
I think
it
so.
may be, but I see the drones every day, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing that we have those men and women that are right down the street flying these things on all
Amazing,
of these
yeah.
missions.
Amazing.
It's just amazing.
I went to school at Columbia College. Well, you know, it's really funny. So I'm going to school at SUNY Poly in Utica. Back then it was SUNY IT. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
I'm dating myself now.
No, but I remember it well.
Yeah, so I transfer over to Columbia College, all right? And so I would tell people, I'm going to Columbia. Like, how'd you get into Columbia? I'm like, I got connections, I never told them it was Columbia College,
Uh-huh.
So, but it was on Hancock Field, and I used to have to drive there, and then 9/11 happened, and then you had to go around some barriers. They had to check everybody's IDs.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
But it was right on the base. It was very cool to see the base every few days.
That's pretty cool. I'm just fascinated with that stuff. Have you heard about the Bad Apple Bar?
I
No?
don't think so.
All right, and Zachary's saying, dude, my hometown is Adams Center.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah, that's where they get a shitload of snow.
So Adams Center, is it the old Beelings? Is that the old Beelings? They turned it into, I think, a bar now. But people used to go there and buy like pumpkins and all that stuff. So
Yeah, they have
I
an
believe-
apple orchard, don't they? Is
I
it
think
Beeling's
so.
Apple Orchard? I think. I don't know. Zach,
Is that the place? Zach, is that the place?
he'll let us know here in a second, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But no, I bet you it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's
I think
the
it's
Bad
probably
Apple
owned by
Bar,
the Beelings, yeah.
the Beelings. What's on the horizon for you?
So I am playing the New York State Fair, which I am
Yes, tell us about that, dude. I saw that online. I went, good for him.
blown away. I'm just blown
Yeah,
away.
Zach says, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just blown away. I mean, I believe in divine intervention. I believe that God opened some doors for me that have been amazing. I've opened up for Dave Attell, one of the top 25 comedians. I've opened up for Bobcat Goldthwait. Oh, I didn't think I was going to pull out in Bobcat long, but
That's his hometown.
It's a pleasure to be here, Skip.
Oh, my God.
If you want to irritate your wife, just get the Bobcat impression down and go like, "Hey, honey, what's for dinner?" And she's
Poor
like,
Becky.
"Oh,
Poor
gosh."
Becky.
She's like, one more word like that, and I said, "Okay, I just talk like Mike Tyson then, So, so
my
on the
gosh.
horizon, this is what happened.
What's coming up? A tour, music videos,
Yeah,
maybe
so-
another album? What are we working on?
Yeah, so New York State Fair, I will be there August 27th. I've got 2 shows. They wanted to book me for 2 shows, and I said, is there any way I can do the shows back to back? And they said, the only time you can do that is August 27th. It's a Wednesday. I'm sorry, it's not a weekend, but 12 o'clock show, and then they break for lunch. I'm doing 12 to 1, and then from 1 to 2, they have a lunch. Okay, so for your older people, who like a little lunch and all that stuff, you got it. All right, and then 2
we
o'clock.
do have to eat.
I start another show from 2 to 3. It's going to be a great show. Thank you so much, the great New York State Fair, for booking me. We tried last year. It didn't pan out for whatever reason, but they got me this year. And I'm just, I'm so grateful to be there.
You know, we with the radio station, we have a permanent broadcast setup. Well, not permanent, but it's there for the whole duration of the fair. And I do interviews every day, and I'd love to have you come over. And we should. The days you're performing, if you get up a little early, you may want to come in, and we'll do a little bit of an interview.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's cool is, free concerts. I love that they're free concerts. You just pay the gate admission. You got free concerts. Carly Pierce, who is a phenomenal.
She's going to be there.
Phenomenal country music artist. She'll be there that night, 8 o'clock. And then the Red Hot Chili Pipers, not Peppers, Pipers.
Pipers.
Will be there at 6 o'clock.
That's interesting.
At Chevy Court. I know. Yeah.
Pipers.
Yeah. I wonder if they picked a Pickle Pipers. I don't know.
I feel his song coming on.
I'd have to ask him, so. But,
oh my God!
So I'm working on another album. Simultaneously, I'm working on another country / Christian album. I'm also working on a parody album as well. So I got songs in the studio now that we're working on, promoting the album Country Music, which just go on my website, Country with a K. You know what? This is so
smart move, by the way.
This is so weird. So I told this lady, she goes, "What's your website?" I said it's Country Mike with a K. So she says, she got really smart and said, Country Kike. And I'm like, whoa, with the anti-Semitic remark. I said, so now I have to specify Country with a K, Mike.com. So go to my website. All my social media is up there now. I just redid the website today after my podcast this morning. You can find me on Spotify, all the streaming platforms. I'm on Amazon, whatever you want to do, buy is so appreciated. But so I got a couple of albums I'm working on. I start touring again in September. I'm doing all veterans fundraisers. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Delaware. I'm in Connecticut. And
they're all listed.
Yeah,
you have them all on.
Yeah, they're on my website.
Yeah, so. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Country
just working
with a K.
Country with a K.
It's not Mike with a K.
No. You ever see the Starbucks? You ever see the Starbucks thing?
I knew something was coming.
You ever see the Starbucks thing? The guys at the drive-thru, I believe he's at the drive-thru, and they're like, "What's the name for your order?" He goes, "Mark with a C." So she hands him the cup. It says Kark. I'm like, Lord God.
It's scary,
Kark.
when you think about what's happening in the world.
Hey, listen, shout out to all the baristas out there at Dunkin' or at Starbucks, but they're just not. I love the coffee at Dunkin'. I'm a Dunkin'-aholic, but just some of the employers are just not the sharpest knives in the drawer.
Well, I just don't think they can get help.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're not the sharpest. Here I go.
This is Skip's soapbox right here.
That's why it's called Skip Happens.
Yes,
because this
is a soapbox minute.
But no, it's not that they're not smart. They don't care.
Okay.
They don't care.
They're indifferent. Is it indifference?
Yeah, and there's an indifference between, yes, I think.
They don't care.
They don't care. I just don't think they care. Or, and the help is very few and far between in the first place. So put it all together, and it's, I went to go to my Dunkin' the other day. I know we're not bashing Dunkin' here because I am a Dunkin'.
I love Dunkin'.
Absolutely. I mean, it's every morning. That's my thing. I got the K-Cups upstairs. I mean, it just, it is what it is. But I went to my Dunkin' one morning and said, we are closed until further notice. So I asked somebody about it, and they said because nobody wanted to work.
Oh, God.
And it's like, do you know how many people probably pulled out of there pissed off?
I'm sure.
And this was the one on Park Street, by the way. Okay. So I didn't want to tell anybody where it is, and I'm not going to, but it was on Park Street.
Yeah. I don't know how many Dunkins there are in the Syracuse area, but I know in Utica, there's Dunkins everywhere.
Yeah, they're like, there's a Dunkin' here, Starbucks, Dunkin', Starbucks. And now we got I don't know if you know this or not, we got a brand new coffee shop on Route 11, North Syracuse, called, is it Seven?
Oh, Seven Brew.
Seven Brew.
Yeah, Seven Brew.
And they back traffic up onto Route 11. It's terrible.
Okay, so I'm going to go on my.
Do you have a Seven Brew?
We do. I'm going to go on my soapbox. Okay?
Tell me about your Seven Brew.
So listen, Seven Brew. I know a lot of you like Seven Brew. Okay, here's the thing about Seven Brew. traffic is backed up.
Yes.
Like it's a Chick-fil-A. It's not.
It's
okay?
worse. It's worse
Yeah.
than a Chick-fil-A.
Listen, but Chick-fil-A is like, at least the drinks are good, but they're so expensive. It's like, do you want to pay like $7, $8, $9 for a drink?
They're going to make up for all the free ones they were giving away when they first opened.
Boy.
They pulled up to the radio station with at least 30 different flavors and a little bit of everything.
Maybe,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It was like, holy crap.
Maybe they call it Seven Brew because that's the cheapest you're going to pay is $7.
Maybe. Well, you know what? They're doing their marketing right because people are going there. And the traffic, as you see, they got whoever's doing the social media, who's doing all that, they're doing it right. I don't hear them on radio. I don't hear them or see them on TV. Mm-hmm. But I do see them on social media. And obviously, when somebody sees the line and maybe they've never heard of it, they go, that place got to be pretty good. I got to go try it out.
Right.
So,
it's like kind of going to the diner, right? Like in Marcy, New York, they had Fat Mike's Diner. So I said, I want to see if the guy is the Mike is legitimately fat or if he's skinny. Never trust a skinny cook, right? So like you go to Fat Mike's and it's like there's like 2 cars in the parking lot. I'm like, this can't be any good because it would be packed, right? So and Mike was skinny.
It was, see?
So people have this mindset that they're
I know. Wow. Crazy. It's crazy. So you're going to play a song.
I am going to play a song. So the story to this is I've gotten songs, Zach, you can attest to this, right? You get songs in your sleep sometimes, and then you wake up and you're like, okay, what was that song again? So I've had that happen so many times, or jokes or whatever that is. And it's like really funny. I'm like laughing in my sleep. I wake up, I'm like, I forgot what that joke was. So I start hearing this melody in my head, and I woke up and I'm like, it's still there. So I go downstairs like a madman. I haven't had coffee yet. Becky's like, what are you doing? You look like and you're acting like a madman. I said, where's my guitar? I got to figure this out. So I grab my guitar and I start to, I get this really cool lick. And I felt God say, not in an audible voice, but this is for veterans and troops. And I'm like, if that's the case, I need some words. So I wrote Superheroes. So here it goes. They felt it was right, even though they might fight for a country they love, blessed by God above. They joined the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines. Then they flew off to basic training. The bravest of the brave, not counting the cost. Some paid the highest price, their lives were lost. To live or die, so we can be free. Not superheroes, but superheroes to me. There's a couple other verses, and it's just a great. I was like, like when we were mastering my album, my friend and I, and again, I was trying to go through a couple Grammy-winning producers, including Mutt Lange, and it just didn't work out for me. But I'm like, I'm doing the album with my friend, who's a great producer, great, phenomenal guitar player, piano player, drummer, singer, and all this stuff, and we're mastering the album for like 4 hours, and I'm listening to the tracks, and I'm like. I almost wanted to cry. I was like, I can't believe how good this thing sounds, for a local studio. And I put up, a few $1,000. It was nothing like fancy or whatever, but for the sound and the money I paid, it came out great.
Nice, sweet, wow,
Proud of it.
Wow, yeah, that's a whole different side of you. I mean, you're fun, you're passionate, you're dedicated, you're funny. You're a funny man. But you're an entertainer, and you have a heart.
I do.
You do.
Probably because I have 2 daughters.
And I have 3.
That does something.
That's why I had to get a few jobs. I had to pay for 3 weddings.
Yeah, colleges and all that kind of stuff, which is what we're dealing with now.
No, I know. Oh my gosh,
there's a lot of bills to pay. Plus, my daughters are Italian; they like to eat. So it's really funny.
No,
people will ask you like. You're at Lowe's or whatever, and they're like, do you want to donate to whatever charity? I'm like, can you donate to my charity? I said, I have a charity. It's called Feed My Children. You know, they're Italian. They love to eat. I need some money for them. You know?
Exactly. Or you go through a drive-through and
Yes.
now they ask if you want to round up.
Yeah.
You know,
I know. You feel like a chump if you don't do it.
it's
You're
like, wow,
"Ah."
it's $3.37 they want me to pay for. But when
know.
you think about it, it's, hey, yeah, okay.
So I know. You want to round up. It's like
Want to round up?
I kind of do and I don't. You know?
Or you're behind somebody at a Dunkin' and know how they pay it forward, and
yeah.
it comes to you, and they go, yeah, I'll take care of him. All right, it's $27.
Yeah, it's like, what did they order? Cold brew and
5 of them?
yeah. Do you need cold brew? You're yelling back. Really? You know.
But that's happened.
I know.
mean, it happened to me. I know. And I think my wife Nancy was talking about it the other day, the fact that she went to go through, it was Dunkin'.
Yeah.
And they were doing the pay it forward thing, which it's a great thing.
It is a great thing.
She got stuck paying 20 some odd bucks. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just crazy. Anyways, it's a good thing, though. You're being generous and you're helping another person.
Yeah, for sure. We were in. I was down in South Carolina, Greenville area. We did a show on the Big and Tall Comedy Tour, and I felt bad because guy. Anytime you see a veteran, do me a favor. You see like a Navy hat, Army, whatever that is. Please thank them for their service. It really means a lot to them. Even just saying that to them is great. So my friend Ern goes, "You going to take care of his?" He goes, "Why don't we take care of his meal?" He and his wife or whatever. And I said, I got behind him and I said to the cashier, I got his, and I just, just excuse them, thank them, whatever, and have a nice day. So the cashier goes, sir, someone paid for you. He was, I swear, he was just gonna bawl.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean somebody paid for me? She said, somebody got your bill for you. Yeah. And man, wow. you can't.
No, I mean, no, you cannot.
It was so cool.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But I haven't had that opportunity. I don't recall being behind somebody that was at least somebody I knew or they had a hat on or something, indicating that they were a veteran. But I've been behind police officers and I'll say, I got their lunch. Yeah.
I got your coffee and donut.
I got it.
Yeah. You
had to go there. It was a dozen, by the way.
And a box of Joe.
And a box of Joe and the donut holes. On top of the donuts. They not only wanted the donut, they wanted the holes.
Oh my God. So part of my Dunkin' slang, it goes up, you wanna get lit, order a box of munchkins, Dunkin'. And if your donut is glazed, you won't sleep for days, Dunkin'.
That's gonna be on my mind now.
That's no lie, I'm as high as a kite. Dunkin'. I wish Dunkin' would just listen. Everybody jokes about it being liquid crack. Okay, everybody. I wish Dunkin' would just sponsor my tour. It's an American tour, raising money for veterans. I mean, America's veterans. Dunkin'. It's a perfect match. So if you're listening, if you see this podcast, Dunkin', sponsor my tour.
You're right. Jump on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think about that.
Yeah.
It could go either way, though.
Yeah, it could go either way. It could really
because you talk about, being on crack or whatever and the speed, that to me, that would be a Starbucks coffee. Because if I drink Starbucks coffee, I'm bouncing off the walls. Yeah. I'm shaking. Dunkin' is just right.
Yeah. So the thing is with Starbucks, okay, I know there's Starbucks people out there, right? There's Starbucks people out there.
I'm going to get so much shit for this podcast. Just remember, skip happens.
You don't like the coffee, okay? You go for other things. You go for the refreshers. You go for whatever that is, okay?
That's true.
Because think about this, right? Have you ever tried Starbucks coffee black? Skip, have you ever had a black?
Well, I drink my coffee. Well, I have 2 cream, so I'm easy on the cream.
Yeah. Right.
And I did actually, I'll go to Dunkin' and get a black, and I can handle that.
Sure, yeah.
But Starbucks, I don't know if I could handle it.
Exactly. So that's my point. So basically, this is what it came to my mind. Starbucks coffee black is like liquid soot. Okay, it's just liquid. It's liquid.
They sure as hell ain't sponsoring your tour.
It's just. I try to black it. I'm like, is somebody dump an ashtray in the pot or something? I'm like, what is that? It's a cigarette butt.
Scratch them off the possibility list.
So, but here's where Starbucks comes back into play. Okay, the Same Boy George. Caramel chameleon. Okay, people love the caramel drinks. Caramel. I need some macchiato, frappuccino. So they love the the macchiatos, the frappuccinos, they are good. Starbucks frappuccinos are really good.
Okay,
the frozen drinks.
I've
and all
never
that.
had one.
Okay,
my daughter does that all the time. I know
Frappuccino
Nicole goes there
with whipped cream and all that stuff, and
all right.
drizzle whipped cream. Drizzle whipped cream. So that's where Starbucks comes back into play. They're like, okay, we like McBova now. We like Country Mike. So
we love it. Zach's hanging on tonight. He must be really bored. But he says burn dairy.
Burn dairy.
Well, no, they have good coffee. They have great lunch sandwiches.
They do have good food.
Ice cream. I mean, you can go to a Burn Dairy now and get just about anything you want.
Well, let me ask you a question, though, because I've tried Burn Dairy coffee. I'm not a fan, but do you guys have Stewart's around here?
Yeah, it's right up the street.
Okay, I like Stewart's coffee.
Okay.
If you compare Stewart's to Burn Dairy, I think Stewart's has a better cup of coffee for a convenience store. But they do have great food. There's subs and breakfast pizza, amazing stuff. I love Burn Dairy's food. Kudos to them.
I think Zach is referring to Burn Dairy as he put it's diesel.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you like Burn Dairy coffee, Stewart's is better.
All right. By the time you leave here, you will have nobody sponsoring your tour.
I'm gonna put Burn Dairy coffee in my gas tank. I need gas going home.
You mean that white thing takes diesel? Oh, it's the wife's car.
It probably would take diesel if I put it in there. It runs on Burn Dairy coffee.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I was gonna say, if he likes Burn Dairy coffee, it's like, BURN, Burn Dairy.
Zach goes, truth. I am bored.
Well, we're glad you're hanging out. Zach.
Yeah, at least
glad
we got somebody.
So
but no.
You got to make sure you hit me up on Facebook. So Country with a K, Country Mike. You'll see my album there, or whatever. Make sure you hit me up, friend request me, Zach. We'll connect for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good dude. We've
awesome.
We've had him at one of our showcases, and I love to get him back again. Yeah. What I normally do is, and I love to have you come on board as well down the road, is I try to do one show a month where I bring a Nashville artist in. Yeah. They're usually new and up and coming. Their song is on the radio, and it's doing really well. Yeah, and for that show, we usually do them at the Wildcat, which here locally is in Camillus.
Not to be confused with Bobcat.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's Wildcat, not Bobcat. Just so you know.
But we have a Nashville artist coming in every show. I put a local guy on before him.
That's awesome.
And I want to give all the local artists that. Starbucks is diesel. But I want to give all the local artists that opportunity to get in front of listeners and to also get to know a Nashville artist. Sure. Because you never know who's going to be there. You never know who's going to be watching, who's going to be listening. Yeah. You never know. Never know.
You never know. I'm always optimistic. Like, of what doors can open up for you. Like I did a Christian festival last year called Revive Festival. Mm-hmm. And so the guy goes, you want to open up for Bruce Carroll. Bruce is a older,
Christian artist,
2-time Grammy winner, 7-time Dove Award winner. I'm like, twist my arm, and it's a paid gig. Oh shoot. So got to meet Bruce. We connected. We hit it off and we still talk and everything. And, just amazing. You never know what one day is going to bring. I'm always optimistic. There's doors that are going to open up for you if you work hard. And you're passionate about it. You just stick to your craft. And you always are refining yourself and writing and editing and recording and whatever you do, man. It's like good things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Do you do all your socials by yourself?
I do. It's a drag.
But you got to do it.
You have to do it. I don't do it well. I wish I knew how to really build the tribe and all that. Like on Instagram, I've got So what I'm doing now is I'm morphing from comedian Mike Bova to Country Mike.
Country Mike.
So on Instagram, on my comedian Mike Bova, I've got 21.9 thousand followers. On Country Mike, I've got 238 and growing. So it's like I'm starting basically from ground zero.
Yeah.
Because I can't really do them both. I said, you know what? I have to make the transition from comedian Mike Bova to Country Mike and just go for it. And so that's what I'm doing.
Why aren't you doing the podcast anymore? What happened?
So
It takes too much time.
It's a lot. Like I had guests on my show, like Dave Coulier from Full House, Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
I had Dave on my show,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to get all these people. So like Bruce Baum, Steve Bluestein, old time comedians. But one of the coolest guests I had on my show, because I did a few shows for autism awareness and to really help out
nice.
with autism, is Ed Asner.
Oh, wow.
So
Very
Ed was the coolest guy. People were like, isn't he like a gruff? And I'm like, no, he's a really nice guy. So he was gracious enough to do my podcast twice. I had him on the phone, and I wanted to go out to see him in L.A. because he goes, kid, when you're in L.A., come and see me. We'll have lunch. And all my friends are like, he's going to Asner you. And I'm like, what do you mean he's going to Asner me? He's going to go out there to the restaurant. Yeah. Hey, kid, I forgot my wallet. Can you pick this one up or whatever? And so I told Ed before the second show, I said, I go, hey, Ed, we're in the green room talking. I said, my friends told me you're gonna Asner me. He goes, I'm not gonna Asner you. I said, I'm gonna pick you up at your house. We're gonna go to lunch, and then make sure you have your wallet. But 2020 hits and COVID. I had a great tour planned, including LA.
COVID killed
I was going to do a show with Jay Grossman for his organization called Homeless, Not Toothless. If you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dorit Kemsley is on his board. Sharon Stone is on his board.
Yep.
William H. Macy. So we had this great show planned. COVID hits. I don't go out to LA. I don't see Ed. I don't do the show, and it just crushed me because every show I had to cancel after March 9th, and I had to refund every ticket that we had sold, and we had a great tour planned.
Wow.
And it was awful. And then Ed ends up passing away.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. But what a great guy. And I
what an opportunity you were given. However, things just didn't because. But
very cool. I still keep in contact with his daughter Liza.
cool.
And but yeah, so I'm always optimistic. Always, as Zach is, I'm sure, what doors are going to open today, and just work hard to
Just keep
do the possible so the impossible happens.
You're doing it. A lot of fun,
Yeah.
passionate, dedicated. I said it all, and I see it now. Now that I got to meet you and hang out a little bit, and get you in on the Skip Happens podcast, fits you
appreciate
perfectly.
that. Yeah, we're gonna. It's like Skip is definitely gonna happen when Mike Poe was on it. Oh, I bring out a little bobcat, and I do. So
You just lost any opportunity you had to get somebody to sponsor your tour by
my
coming
gosh.
on the
So-
Skip Happens podcast.
I did.
No, it's all good. It's
I
all
do. I do a like. What would happen if Bobcat Goldthwait took a singing career? And he did like Kermit the Frog's Rainbow Connection. Yeah, it'd be like. Why there's so many songs about rainbows? It's like that's kind of weird. Never really thought about that. Yeah. What's on the other side? How the heck would I know? I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm back in Syracuse.
Eastwood.
Yeah.
Oh my.
About damn time, It's like the neon light over there,
That's the name of a song.
About damn time.
And a friend of mine in Nashville, they put out a song. It's called "About Damn Time,"
About Damn
and they
Time.
sent everybody the neon lights like that.
That's
You can't
awesome.
see it's off camera, but yeah.
You got some cool stuff in here for sure. This is
I see the Everly Brothers, the Doobies. That was the Nash. I know you can't see and this is what I call the pod zone.
yes.
All the autograph stuff, people I've worked with, people I've seen. Bad Company is over there on the
Company,
wall.
yeah.
Half those guys are gone now. But they were when I worked at Wine 84. They stopped by. The Everly Brothers. I did their show at the fair. I was their MC. Cool and the Gang. Doobie Brothers. They were in Nashville when I
love
was there
Doobie
for
Brothers.
a country thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can just go all the way around. All the way around. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really funny. It's like I did a show at McGraw Box Brewing. They have a Syracuse location
Okay.
over on
McGraw Box Brewing?
McGraw Box Brewing. So they have a brewing company in McGraw.
Okay.
So there's
write that down.
There's Cortland, then there's Cortlandville, then there's McGraw.
Right.
And so McGraw
right.
has they have a great brewery there. They have one in North Syracuse as well. It's over by
What?
the road, the two roads that branch off and they go over by. It's in Mattydale. So over by kind of by the airport. But
I'm not allowed in Mattydale.
So I'm in McGraw Box Brewing. This lady goes, listen. She goes, I will pay you $20 to do a song by Tom Petty. My husband hates Tom Petty. And I'm like, are you serious? She goes, $20. And I'm
You're
like,
going to get punched.
I'm like, hey, $20 is $20. So I'm like, this one goes out to Dave. Don't come around here no more. He lost his mind. And he's like, who told you I hate Tom Petty and who put you up to that? I said, it was your wife. He goes, oh, we're going to have a conversation when we get to the house. I'm like, do you hate him that much? You know what's really funny, Skip, is so music is in the ear of the beholder, right? So
True.
Like music. People don't like,
Very
some people
true.
love Tom Petty. Some people don't like Tom Petty.
Very
Comedy, funny is in the ear of the beholder. I had a guy tell me that he went to see George Carlin in Albany. And he said, can you believe it? I didn't even crack a smile. And I said, did you go there with the attitude of make me laugh, funny man? It's like George Carlin, one of the best to ever do it. And you didn't even crack a smile.
He had that attitude where, yeah.
So I'm thinking comedy is in the, funny's in the ear of the
so
beholder.
true.
Some people have a dry sense of humor. Music is in the ear of the beholder. Some people don't like country. Some people love country. And it's all Zach knows you're going to have your fan base. I saw this thing on Facebook. It's there's an expression people don't like you. It's it's okay. I don't care.
Haters are going to hate.
Haters are going to hate.
Taylor Swift said that.
Yeah. Shake it off.
I try. Oh, that.
Yeah. I know. It's skip happens. Okay.
Skip is going to continue to happen. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. You're awesome. Country Mike. You're awesome. My
Appreciate
God.
it. You are as well.
Even the neighbor thought some weirdo was pulled up in front of my house.
Yeah, somebody's pulled up and
Said, this guy's been out there for hours. Do you always have people do that in front of your house?
okay, there's no workers' compensation claim. Do they have binoculars? It's
Oh, that has happened here. Apparently, there was somebody down the street, and this guy was
workers' comp
that was a few years ago.
working. And,
So I guess I can talk about it now. But so there's this car parked across the street every morning at a certain time, and he had the shades on the window, and this is weird.
Investigator.
This is So finally, I got balls enough to go out there and go. I knock on the window, and yes. Just kind of curious. Can I help you with something?
Right.
I've noticed you've been here, and then all of a sudden he shows me some ID, and he goes, I'm working. And I went, oh, well, good thing I don't know a lot of my neighbors.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, okay, sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
But
well,
still.
you got to be curious. I mean, we were working a construction job one time, and it was the same thing. There was a guy down the street taking pictures and stopping. It's just what is this guy doing? Is he stalking somebody? So we asked him.
You don't know.
Yeah, we asked him. He's like, I'm a workers' compensation investigator, and wow,
Doing my job.
yeah,
Country Mike, you're doing your job.
Yes.
I love it. And it's a lot of fun. I want to thank you.
Oh,
For you reached out to me and said, I'd like to come on your podcast. And what did I say? Skip happens. Why not?
yeah.
So now, and then you
time.
parked out in front of my house for hours, begging to come on.
Hours, yeah. It's really funny. It's it kind of reminds me of this sign, right? I did a spoof. I got a sign that I'm holding up on my Duncan cover. It says, "We'll work for Duncan." And so I did this spoof. I'm in Walmart parking lot, and I'm sitting there with my hoodie and I'm just looking downcast, and I just hold up, "We'll work for Duncan." People are honking and whatever. Somebody brings me a cup of Duncan, and I'm like,
But did you want to, not knowing? I don't know.
I did. I drank it. I'm like, what's the worst going to happen? There's someone, you know.
Know that song Diarrhea that you did?
Why does this taste chocolatey?
Oh, God.
X-Lax, just do it. when you,
No, that's funny. So somebody brought you
a cup of Dunkin'.
yeah? That's cool.
Yeah.
Was it the Walmart? Where?
Walmart in
Near you?
New Hartford.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So I was just
I don't
sitting
go to
there
that
with
one.
I was sitting there with we'll work for Dunkin'.
Is there a Dunkin' close? Because I know the Walmart in East Syracuse, there's a Dunkin' just right there.
So around us, there's like, I think 7 or 8 Dunkins.
Yeah,
Just
all right.
in
So
a
somebody
small
could have
little
easily.
area.
All right, I got it.
You know, it's really funny. I got a Dunkin' story. So my friend Ern and I were in Erie, PA, and we go into Dunkin', and there was this Amazon lady. She's, I don't know, taller than me. I'm 6'2", okay? So she's standing there. I look and Skip, I swear, she's got a huge booger just hanging from her nose, right? And it's like, I'm like, it's by a nose hair, okay?
Oh,
and so
God.
I'm elbowing Ern. I'm like, look. And he's like, what? He goes, don't worry, man. She's gonna take your change. She won't make her coffee. So she hands me my change, and she turns around and starts making her coffee. Now, it's the only time he's ever ordered an extra large, right? So side by side, there's her cups, and I'm looking to see the proximity of where her nose is,
where it's going
because if she turns around, dude, and that booger's gone, I'm not playing Russian roulette with you to see who gets the terrible snot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
I will throw that
God.
away. I love Dunkin', but I am not.
Oh my God! No, I would have told her at that point.
I told her afterwards. I'm like, you might want to check your
Oh,
nose.
yeah.
You know those?
Oh, my God.
You know those old movies where the lady shows up at a guy's place and she's like, "Do you mind if I powder my nose?" No, she's checking for boogers. Okay, she's in the powder room. She's looking at her nose and checking to see if everything's good up there.
Oh my God! Thanks for that. Now if that's the last thought for the Skip Happens podcast, that's going to be on my mind all night, and I don't want no.
That paints a nice picture in your mind.
The Dunkin' I thought was going to stay there, but it's all good. Hey, Country Mike, thanks for coming by, man. It's been great. Again, they can go to countrymike.com. The country is spelled with a K.
Yep.
And get all the info, the tour, your bio, find everything, because that's what I did. So I wrote a bunch of questions that really didn't work out.
I went all legit. I got a website template through a company called Bandzoogle.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
I've used them for the podcast once.
It was great. So
There you go.
shout out to Bandzoogle.
Yep, definitely good stuff. And I don't think they're listening, so they're not going to give you your money back. So for giving them a mention, but it's all good. It's what we do here on Skip Happens. If you've been watching this, and first of all, you got to make sure you follow Country Mike on all the socials, everything he does. Get out to see him. He does follow back. Yep. He's a good percentage of what he takes in will go to his charity, the Stop Veteran Suicide. So very, very important. It's all the more reason you need to go and see him.
Yeah, I need support.
Absolutely. He's on a mission. We're all on a mission. We can't let that happen. So thank you for coming by. Make sure you subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube. Tell your friends.
I will.
Yeah. I want to watch my subscribers go up.
I'll tell them to subscribe or else. I'm Sicilian, you know?
Yo!
Yeah. Subscribe or else. You know what's really funny, Skip, is people ask me all the time, they're like, is your family in the mafia? I'm like, mafia? I said, no, they're magicians. And like magicians, I said, yeah, they make people disappear. They can't bring them back, but they can make them disappear.
They go away. They go away.
Better than David Copperfield, never to be seen again.
There you go.
No,
Country Mike.
I'm kidding.
You're awesome, dude. Check them out, everybody. Thanks for watching Skip Happens. I hope you had a good time tonight. For me, this was a ball. Some great information, great cause. My name is Skip Clark. Skip Happens. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.